Hello, and welcome to today's yoga class. Let's start gently with the rotation of our ankles, oiling up the joints, bringing a blood flow to our lower legs, and reverse the curves. And check in with the other leg. Find the juicy foot going around, and let your hip move as well. And just few releves, lifting your heels off the ground. Just waking up, finding a nice stretch under your toes, allowing your body to move. And with the breathing in, bring your arms above your head and go down. Breathing, look into the horizon. Breathe out, step back, jump back. Chaturanga. Connect to a nice cobra or maybe a small one to start. Feel free to allow yourself to tell what your body needs for now. Find a deeper breathing, walk it out, enjoy a nice stretch in the hamstrings, shifting your weight from one foot to the other, and step or jump forward, and slowly just roll up, collecting all the energy and realigning it. And breathe in, collect the energy, go down, breathe out, let your spine hang, look into the horizon, and jump back, step back, Chaturanga. Find the full curve all the way from your heels to the crown of your head, and we're going for Surya Namaskara 2 mixture here. Finding nice curves. Again, oiling up our joints, very important. Take it with your pace. Just bring some movement into your hip. And let your spine listen to the echo of things. And just activating a little bit of the core, knee to nose. And knee to the opposite elbow, right knee to left elbow. And right knee to right elbow. And find a nice stretch between both heels. Step forward to Warrior 1. Feel free to open up your hands a little bit if you feel any tension in your neck. Also, you can choose to gaze forward and step back. I am going here for 1 foot Chaturanga, just a little bit stronger, a little bit more intense. And find a nice circles in the opposite leg. Please at any point feel free to moderate the effort, how your body feels. Every day is different. So feel free also to go through Chaturanga on both knees. Finally stepping, engaging the core, knee to nose, left knee to right elbow, and find a nice stretch, and left knee to left elbow, and generous stretch between your heels, stepping forward between your arms, finding a Warrior 1. I like to keep my arms slightly open to keep the neck release with no unnecessary tension in our trapezius, and going through Chaturanga on 1 foot. And down facing dog, elongate your spine, feel the navel engaged, feel your mula band working. Go ahead and do some lifts off of your heels to keep your ankles alive. Look forward, lift your heels, and jump up, step up. Look towards the horizon and find yourself up into a chair pose. Stay here for a little bit. Keep your breath steady and find Samastiti, all the way transitioning back to a chair pose, a little shorter this time, and going back to a different transition of Surya Namaskar B. Going through the cobra and the breathing out, allow your tailbone to stretch all the way to the back of your heel. Step forward, find your warrior one, and just keep on engaging the space in between your scapulas back there, and finding your inner thighs, just engaging everything. Every time you go up, breathe in. Every time you go down, breathe out. Keep on engaging your navel. See if you can reach closer towards your spine. Just imaginary. And go a little bit deeper for the last one. Come back to warrior one and open to warrior two. And just one here this time, just to activate a different check-in with a different muscle here. Coming back through a transition chaturanga on one foot or your knees, whatever you prefer, and just reverse the leg. Step forward all the way, finding warrior one. Deeper breath, deeper plie, bending of your legs, finding connection from your heels all the way to your mula bandha. Keep on engaging it, keep on pulling your navel higher, and let go of unnecessary tension in your chest. Engaging more the back of your back. All the way through warrior one, open to warrior two. Flatten out your hips. Find a nice stretch. Engaging, oh, I almost fell there. Engaging your inner thighs. Treat every fall with pleasure. It's just a transition. So allow your body to find what feels good. Look forward, jump forward, or step forward. Look to the horizon and slowly find a nice chair pose. And come back to Samastitihi. All the way to a chair pose. A little deeper. Yeah, try to go a little deeper every time. Even if it's just 1/10 of a centimeter, 1/10 of an inch. Jump back through chaturanga again. Nice arch. And release the right leg again. Find it in front of you for a warrior one transition. All the way to a warrior two. And a nice arch, reverse moon. See if you can open up the space in your armpit and going down all the way to Parshvakonasana. And here we're going to find a little bit more mobility. So coming back up, finding a nice arch. I'm lifting a heel here so it engages the back of the leg a little bit more, and coming back to Parshvakonasana. Two more like that, going from the arch, keeping our core strong, keeping the inner thighs of our legs engaged, and going back to a transition chaturanga down on one leg. Again, feel free to skip chaturanga if it feels too much at any point. Step forward through warrior one. Open up to warrior two. Find the length between your fingertips, stretching your spine, and nice arch, nice moon, reverse moon. Feel free to test it out and lift your toes off the ground and see how it will challenge your balance and come back to Parshvakonasana. And finding your reverse moon and coming back. Keep your breath steady. Breathe in and find the arch. Breathe out and go down. Breathe in and find the arch even deeper. And even deeper, bring your pelvis even closer to the ground, even if it's just a little bit. Gently release the legs, strong core, generous arch, all the way to a down facing dog. And jump forward or step forward, walk forward. Allow yourself to pour your belly onto your thighs. Elongate your spine. Let it wiggle all the way from your tailbone, adding some weight to your head. Allowing your spine to elongate, bringing gentle waves to it. Wiggle your head and slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, collecting this beautiful energy. Opening up to a transition here to Padottanasana. Finding a nice arch, opening that body of sternum. Interlace your fingers behind you. And just allow the weight, the gravity do its thing. If you feel like it's too much, release the lock of your hands a little bit. If you feel like you want to add more, grab your hands a little tighter. Feel free also keep your legs slightly bent here once you're going upside down if that feels too much on your hamstrings. And just grab your big toes with your pointy finger and a middle finger. And just find a nice stretch. Allow your elbows, open up the space in between your scapulas. Here I'm going for a little bit deeper plie to find a nice stretch and elongate the sacrum, elongate the whole spine. And go for another plie and allow yourself to keep your chest closer, almost like you're trying to reach the wall behind you, right in between your legs. And slowly look to the horizon, go down, and if you feel up for it, find a nice headstand. If you feel up for it but feeling a little bit insecure, I suggest you go for your headstand by the wall so you have a nice support behind you, and keep your breath steady and calm. And gently, whenever you're ready, just slowly bring your legs down with a control. Look to the horizon, elongate that spine, and gently find your flat back and bring yourself to a vertical position, engaging your core. And step back. Find a peaceful place, find a center in between your legs, and step back, finding Trikonasana. If that feels a little bit too much, always have a block handy, or you can place your hand on your shin to bring yourself a little bit higher. And just reverse, open one leg, check if your heels are in line. And here I think I'm going to demonstrate if you want to place your hand on your shin. It can be a little bit higher, just make sure you don't place it on your knee, below your kneecap or above. And reverse, come back to center, just finding those strong sides. And here we go. Allow yourself to grab your ankle or I actually like to grab my toe, my big toe, with 2 fingers and allow the back leg to start pulling. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fall here. Oh, here I go. So don't feel afraid of falling. Just allow yourself to try again. And with a calm mind, just give it another try. Allow the back leg pull and push a little further towards the ceiling. Find a V connection between your left fingertips and the back leg, collecting the energy. Shake the leg off if that feels nice. And transition to the other leg. Maybe find a nice stretch first in your thigh. And like I said, I like to grab my toe of my foot with my 2 fingers and gently allow the leg to pull forward and higher as it goes. It doesn't need to be that high. Don't worry about it. We're working here on our balance, physical balance and the balance of the mind. And slowly go down. Another transition. Jump back to Chaturanga. Breathe into the cobra. Breathe out, going down, facing dog. And slowly place your foot in front of you. Feel free to jump through your legs, through your arms. And we're going to go on with a nice stretch here to bring and elongate our spine all the way up. Feel free to place here your hand and lock your big toe, or again, feel free to place your arm where it feels comfortable and open up that arm to the ceiling so you have a little bit more opening inside your chest. And I just go down to the ground. If that feels uncomfortable, feel free to place a pillow under your chest to have a little bit, to feel a little bit more elevation here. And if you need a little bit more time, feel free to stay there as we go to the other side. And again, allow yourself to elongate your spine. Keep your legs active. Yeah, finding one thread from one heel to the other. Opening up that chest and slowly going to the middle. You can stay in the middle, or I actually went on further and decided to stretch the frog today. So allow yourself here as well. If you feel like this is too much, feel free to place the pillow under your pelvis, that you can actually have a little bit more lifting, a little bit more cushioning. Some people might find it really comforting to have it also under their knees if that's painful. And you can pause the video and always have a moment to go on with a little bit. We're connecting to a few rolls to wake up our spine, find a strong core, and always find a balance when you're coming up. And finally, going to a nice stretch, halasana I'm going here for. So you can keep your arms where they are, or if you want to add a little bit of a stretch, you can interlace your fingers and just place them there. Find a deeper stretch by pulling your hands and your heels in the opposite direction to the opposite walls. And going through a transition to Salamba Sarvangasana, our shoulder stand. Allow your elbows to be close as possible to one another. And find a nice placement on your lower back for your hands. finish with a pigeon stretch. So if you want to go on, place your right knee in front of you and allow your belly to pour over your leg. Very important to check if you can elongate that leg that is stretched to the back of you, that left leg, and feel how the left hip is getting a little bit heavier and closer to the ground. Here I made another wave to just double check that I can elongate my spine a little bit more. Breathe a little bit deeper. And again, always feel free to pause the video if you want to stay there for a little bit longer, which I love to stay there a little bit longer. And switch the legs. Double check, allow yourself to literally pour your body over your front leg. Especially here we have a tendency, if the left leg in front, make sure your right armpit is getting a little bit closer to the ground, that your right hip of your right leg is going a little bit closer to the ground, and you are elongating that leg laying at the back there. Let's have a final gathering together to collect our energy, to be grateful for today's practice, for today's day. Bring your hands into the prayer position next to your heart and find a peaceful place and a calm place in your mind. And a strong core. Connect to your roots. Remember your roots. And remember to stay generous to yourself and to others. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.